I just wanted to kind of get some of your prior knowledge, some of what we know already, and talk about our thinking together. So let's hear some of your thinking. What are some persuasive elements and persuasive strategies that we've talked about that you can use? Rowan.
Similes and metaphors.
Similes and metaphors. Awesome. The unit that we're doing is a persuasive writing unit. We're working on elements of persuasion, how to hook an audience, how to focus on your audience and your target and write to that. What else?
Emotional appeal.
Emotional appeal. Christina.
Rhetorical question.
Rhetorical question. What do you mean by that?
It makes the reader actually think about what they're doing.
Caitlin.
Word choice.
Word choice.
Using facts that support your opinion.
Awesome. Our opinion, which is exactly what we've been doing with our editorials, right? They've been working on an editorial. Some of them talked about like animal abuse to smoking in public places, really socially relevant things, honestly. And then we had them write an initiative. They did their initiative on the same topic that they did their editorial on. So I had them do an advertising campaign. Most of you are done with your... I give them a launch, or I give them resources about whatever it is that we're doing, whatever the skills and knowledges that we're doing that day. And it breaks down the learning so that every day there's a mini lesson, and after that it's them, it's up to them. Most of you are done with your editorial. We're gonna take it another step further. You guys are going to create an advertising campaign. You're actually gonna take your editorial and you're gonna turn it into a brochure, okay? Does that mean that you're gonna rewrite everything from your editorial onto your brochure? No, it's just a different format. You're gonna take the most important parts and transfer it to a brochure. So your ad campaign is going to include something you've already done, your editorial, the brochure that you're gonna make from your editorial, and then you're gonna make some kind of poster or billboard all around your campaign theme. Something that is a sort of universal goal, and your goal will be to serve as a persuasive campaign in which you're trying to get people to vote for your initiative. We're going to look at an example of somebody who's done this, somebody who's done an advertising campaign, and hopefully my goal is that you see, oh, I see, these people took this one idea and they sort of tailored it to their audience, and it's been really, really effective. And hopefully you can take what they used and use persuasive elements in your advertising campaign. Do you guys remember the Got Milk stuff? Yeah. It kind of has died down in the last couple of years, but it's still pretty popular. You guys know about that, right? So I figured that the Got Milk campaign was a great kind of model. These are all posters from the advertising campaign Got Milk, okay? Obviously, they're marketing to someone, aren't they? They're trying to get somebody's attention. And that's the way that you need to think about your advertising campaign is, whose attention am I trying to get? In other words, who's my what? Audience. Who's my audience? Exactly. So, I know that there's some of you that are still struggling with your editorial a little bit, and introducing this ad campaign could be a little bit overwhelming for you, okay? If that's the case, I want to talk to you. If you need help, and if you kind of feel like, I'm not even here yet, maybe we can talk as a group up here in front, and you guys can bring your rubrics for your editorial. Okay, others of you are working on your initiative. You can get started on this if you want today, based on what you've learned already. You can get started on what you want to do as your theme. You can work on your initiative. You can work on pretty much anything involved with your advertising campaign. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go to kind of a workshop where you guys have individual time to work on stuff. And you're going to work together, I'd say maybe in partners, maybe just 2, maybe 3 if you want. Okay, go to work, please. Workshop is about giving students time to wrestle with the material. It's not me saying, everybody do this way, and it's due right now. And no, it's here's the learning targets, and however you get there, sweet. So you guys said they're all celebrities of some kind. Everybody knows who these are generally, right? So But then why would they need, if they're all the same technique, why would they need more than one?
Because not everybody likes those
people like different things.
Ah, so they're trying to do what?
Persuade more than one audience. Oh yeah.
You're so smart.
Some kids were still working on their editorial, some were working on their initiatives, and that's okay. And the power of Workshop is each of those kids is making learning relevant for them right now. They have choice. So then I'm able to help this kid out with this one thing, and this other kid might be in a totally different place. I would rather have that feel in there and have instruction individualized for each one of them than have sort of blanket stuff that I'm just making everybody do all at the same time. I can take one of them over and have a little conference or be really individualized with them, and I don't have to worry that everyone else isn't doing something.
They had the reason, and then they listed like things they shouldn't, like things that they could do and things they couldn't do. Can we do that?
Absolutely. When you say the purpose of the initiative is to limit the products used for animal testing, somebody's going to want to say, what do you mean by limits? Here's what's not limited, just like you said. That's perfect. Very cool. What are you working on, Sean? Workshop allows me to differentiate for students. So what did I have you guys do?
You had us.
You guys were done with everything, so
Yeah.
what did I have you do?
You just read a children's book about government.
About government. About any government?
About Washington's government.
Washington State government, okay? Some of my higher level students, they were done early with sort of our regular assignments, and I was able to give them another assignment that I said, well, we could write a children's book. So it was actually their idea. Okay, so what things have you kind of discovered already? What do you have down? Like, what are the things you're going to talk about?
Like the difference between Democrats and Republicans,
Awesome.
and what checks and balances are, but we have to use like language they can understand.
Can I see it? Cool, thank you.
I'm taking the thing we did on what a bill is. What we
Awesome,
already did.
awesome. How did you have to think about it in terms of transferring it to like a third grader or second grader?
If we used bigger words, they probably wouldn't understand. We have to explain them, or like make a vocab box.
That's like sometimes harder, right? Like sometimes it's harder to make it more simple
Yeah.
for somebody. This is awesome though. And now you guys, I think this would be really cool if you guys actually like publish this in a book format. I think it would be very cool. And maybe it's something we could even make copies of and give to the elementary schools around here, something like that. I think that would be really cool. Awesome. That looks good. Same goal, same focus, but they are doing a little bit higher level thinking. So I'm differentiating for them where, I'm challenging them where they're at. And then most of the kids are sort of in the middle there, and then there's some kids who need some extra help. I don't say, do your initiative. I say, let's figure out your introduction for your initiative, or let's figure out the answer to this one question. If you don't understand how to write a good editorial, let's just start with a good thesis statement, just a topic sentence. Let's just start there. Say that again?
I don't get what they say about the brochure.
Okay, so let's look at it. Where is it? Here you go. One of the kids today, he's one of those kids that is really, really smart and he's really bright, but he doesn't have the skills to write it down on paper. So I always have to do sort of what we call oral cues with him. Just from the beginning, why would they have this kind of, the got milk people? What is going on here?
They're trying to show kids that people like this or do stuff like this, drink milk, to make these kids say that they drink milk, so then we should drink milk.
Bango. Tell me what you're thinking. And then he'll tell me, and it's great thinking. And then I'll say, great, write that down. Perfect. That's great thinking. And if Workshop wasn't in place, I wouldn't be able to use different things at the same time. To go around to this kid, and then this kid, and then this kid. And they're working on different stuff, but it's individual to that kid. And that's really powerful. That's always where the greatest stuff comes out. Is that right?